Alex Pereira is one of the most popular fighters right now, and by the end of 2024, the Brazilian had completely dominated MMA headlines, especially after a rumored fight against Jon Jones, as well as another incident involving his dispute with Jamahal Hill, which stirred up plenty of debate among fans. Check out what two big names had to say about Alex Pereira and these topics, adding even more buzz to the MMA world. First, take a look at what Colby Covington said about Alex Pereira, claiming that the Brazilian has everything it takes to knock out Jon Jones in a potential fight between the two. He also emphasized that it's impossible not to be impressed by the incredible work Alex Pereira has done in such a short period in the UFC. There's no way you can't be impressed with the body of work that Alex has done. Showing up on short notice, saving cards, knocking out people silly unconscious into another dimension. So, I've always respected him, and I trained with Pereira at that gym we were talking about before. Probably 7 or 8 years ago. He came in with Glover Teixeira, and I was good friends with Glover, who would always go fishing and barbecue in his backyard, so Glover Teixeira brought Alex, and he wanted me to help him with wrestling, because he was this great glory kickboxer, like nasty future champion in kickboxing, and no one was going to beat him. Alex knew he was already going to get into MMA at that time when he was kickboxing, but he just wanted to get more experience in striking before he made his run in MMA. So I was helping him with wrestling for a little bit, and I respect the guy. He's a great fighter, and he's had a great run. You can downplay what he's been able to accomplish in this short amount of time. For sure, Pereira could knock out Jones. He could definitely catch him. I mean, no doubt about it. John's going to shoot for those legs. He's not going to want to get cracked by Alex Pereira. That left hook and those kicks are lethal. I definitely think he can knock out Jon with a nice little left hook. Colby gained even more attention in the MMA world after taking shots at Strickland, insisting that the former champion has nothing special as a fighter and poses almost no threat to him. Check it out. Honestly, 185 is intriguing. I think it would be kind of cool to go up there with a narrative like, oh, this guy's a small 170. He's going to go up to 85 and take on an even bigger challenge. So, there is a possibility. Strickland fights. Always interesting. You know, he's had his things to say about me in the past. I don't think he's anything special. He's got a jab, he's got a front kick. But besides that, you shut those weapons down and he's very limited. So, you know, he's a cardio fighter. He's just a cardio kickboxer, essentially. I don't see any threats out of Strickland. And it's an entertaining fight that I might entertain in the future. I'm always looking for the biggest and best fights. So we'll see. I'm not sure. We'll see what's on the table, who's hot at the time. I know those guys at 85 are a lot slower. So that's why guys that leave welterweight and they go to middleweight have so much success. You know, those guys like Robert Whittaker became champion. A guy like Strickland who became a champion. Michael Bisping was another fighter who commented on Alex Pereira and opened up about the disagreement that occurred between him and Jamahal Hill, where Bisping claimed Hill was absolutely right not to want to fight Pereira, even after challenging the Brazilian. Check it out. Pereira threw the gloves at him, and Jamahal was like, "What are you talking about? I'm not going to fight you here in the gym. I'm going to fight you and get paid for that." Now, a lot of people's opinions on social media is that Jamahal kind of bitched out, but I'll be honest, I kind of agreed with his take. Why would you want to fight in the gym when you can get paid a ridiculous amount of money to fight for real? Although on the flip side, I see why people say that as well. I see why they formed the opinion in that he kind of wimped out a little bit because he did approach him, and Pereira threw the gloves. They are in the gym, they could have trained, they could have done a round or two, but it would have gotten carried away. It would have escalated out of control, and somebody might have ended up getting hurt. Right now, Jamahal Hill, people are shitting on him, but the guy's in fight mode. Bisping went even further and said he completely understands Jamahal Hill's fascination with getting a rematch against Alex Pereira, also stating that the American is under immense pressure right now, and we shouldn't judge him too harshly. He's fighting Yuri Prochazka at UFC 311. As well as the fact that he's probably a little embarrassed, he's a little bit annoyed, the fact that he has a reason he can say in his mind why Alex Pereira was able to catch him. I'm not saying there is a reason. What I'm saying is our egos as fighters make us believe that we can beat anybody on the planet in a fight, and when somebody interrupts the fight the way the referee did and then he gets clipped, that's what happened. That's why Jamahal feels that way, and that's why he wants another pop, and that's why a lot of people are going after him and talking a lot of shit. And then you combine it with he's fighting Yuri Prochazka in under 2 weeks, who is a former champion himself, who's got a very good shot at beating Jamahal Hill. Let's be honest. Jamahal Hill right now is under a tremendous amount of pressure because he wants to get back to winning ways. He wants to get another shot at Pereira. He wants to prove to the world that the reason I didn't put those gloves on at the PI, because I want to fight him in an octagon, and I want to beat him fair and square, and I want to get paid. Luke Rockhold also shared his thoughts on Jamahal Hill and his upcoming fight against Yuri Prochazka, clearly stating who he believes will win. That's a very tough fight, man. You just don't know where Yuri is at, his head and his mind. Both of them are coming off bad losses to Pereira. Yuri had 2 bad losses in his past 3 fights. He just didn't look himself at UFC 303. He knew what he needed to do, and he went out there and fought blindly. I didn't like the way Yuri fought his last time out versus Pereira. He just didn't look like he would follow the game plan. Like, what are you doing? Jamahal Hill's more dangerous. He's got pop, he's got power, he goes for the kill. Jamal's got funky, he's weirdly athletic, sometimes. He's hard to take down, you saw it in the Glover-Teixeira fight. He was able to get up, get his weight, he funks his way through a lot of things. And he ends up finding his shot, the kill shot. But, like I said, this is a rebuilding process for both of them, and you don't know. But I don't know, I might favor Jamahal in this one. I'm leaning on Jamahal from what I've seen lately. Khabib Nurmagomedov shook the MMA world by taking shots at the Irish, saying their country means nothing in MMA and that his people from Dagestan dominate the combat sports world. Check it out. You can say whatever you want, but if we're talking about facts, you can't compare Irish fighters with fighters from Dagestan. We dominate amateur MMA, and it's not even close. Not just compared to Irish fighters, but the whole world. I'm absolutely confident that if we were to organize a team versus team matchup, Dagestan would defeat a world team in amateur MMA. And when it comes to professional MMA, we have champions, contenders, and ranked fighters in every major league. Show me Irish fighters who are currently title contenders in the top 3 MMA promotions. At best, you might be able to name 1 or 2 fighters. The facts speak for themselves. Well, folks, there's no doubt Alex Podem is at the center of the news, and the Brazilian's fame keeps growing. But what about you? Do you agree with Colby Covington that Alex Pereira could knock out John Jones in a potential fight? Leave your opinion in the comments so we can chat about it. If you truly love MMA and want to stay updated on everything happening in the fight world, you definitely won't regret checking out these other 2 videos on the screen. These 2 videos are extremely important, and I'm absolutely sure you'll enjoy them and stay well informed about the latest news in the MMA world. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel and leave a like to help spread the content. See you next time.